No Cappin podcast, where we bring to you the lifestyle, the insight and the culture alongside some wavy special guests whilst we sip on a bit of Havana Club. You know the vibes. Come join me. No Cappin, myself, Chris the Capo. We are in the building. You know the vibes. Shout out to the listeners, the supporters, everyone showing love. I've got two lovely special guests in the building. The lovely Goldie Quaker in the building.
Hi guys, hi.
Can you briefly, aside from smiling and walking the camera, can you give the people an insight to who you are?
Hi everyone, I'm Goldie Quaker, I'm a presenter. I am the Rinse and Tempa breakfast show host as well. I'm also a bad bitch.
Yeah, you can say yeah.
I was like, yeah. Did I say that?
Energy, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, and that's what I do, guys. So yeah.
I don't know who you're trying to seduce, bruv. What I've got is a bunch of weird. I told you about the weirdos that I have that watch my stuff. Man that smoke weed and send me
videos of them smoking.
Yeah, bruv. Your thing's sick. Oh, as well as that. We got a lovely Monikah Lee. Well, go on.
Hi.
Can you let the people know about yourself as well?
I always get scared when I have to do this part because I'm like, I don't know.
What
do I say? But I'm a big ass woman and I'm
Jeez!
I'm boss.
Energy for them.
So I'm Monikah Lee. I'm a presenter, radio personality, media personality. Like, I'm just out here talking up the things, and when they pay me, it's lit. If they don't bother come and try the things. You get me? But radio personality. I'm just kind of like out here doing what I do best, just trying to provide the authenticity and them things there.
Me and Monikah have done quite a few wavy shows together.
Oh,
still.
yeah.
Adidas one we done.
That was amazing.
The one here we done, where I think in the end I ended up getting drunk off of Havana Club, actually.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Havana,
Big up Havana every single time. Before we do kick off, we always have to take a shot. We can't make a face, you said, right?
Yeah, so basically we take the shot and you have to just keep a straight face. You cannot react to the taste, or you know what I mean? Because sometimes you scrunch your face up and stuff. You just got to keep a straight face. Look at the camera so everyone can clock.
Okay, where am I? Just make. Okay, cool.
Okay, guys.
Can I try and do a cute just in case? A cute face.
Is there like a default? Like, is there
like you're just a normal face? Like, you know when you drink water, you don't make a face. You just drink it like.
Okay, cool.
Can't like make faces.
Oh, we cheers, yeah. Make sure you look into the eyes and these
Trust
things.
me.
Or bad
cheers
luck.
to the bag and these things.
Yes.
Done now. All right, cool.
Ready?
Okay.
How did I fail my own challenge?
Oh my gosh. I got this, guys. Pro settings.
Jesus Christ.
Big up.
Jesus Christ. Obviously, we are excited. Sun's out and these things.
22 degrees
Ooh.
in London.
A whole 22, you know. Shout out to everyone who's going to be skipping work, bunking work, and outside. Show me their legs. Get me. You're
Skin out, skin out.
Obviously, cream up the tings, them.
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
make sure
you know,
it's cream.
make sure to cream up the tings, them.
And washed.
Trust. As always, you know how it works in here. We always have to pick out a conversation from the cup. Goldie, please do the honours.
The rum is still really burning me, but
The rum is rumming. It's only right.
okay, cool. And I'm just meant to read it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you benefited from pretty privilege as a presenter? I would say...
Come with energy. Don't try and downplay it. Oh, you know, I don't think so.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
I just feel like in life, not even just as a presenter, but as just a human, if you look good, good things are attracted to you. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's opportunities or people wanting to do stuff or give you stuff just because of the way you look in it. And as much as it is a bit shallow sometimes, it is what it is. But I would say, as of right now, I have not benefited. I personally don't believe I've benefited from pretty privilege as a presenter. But as a bad bitch now, that's another story.
As you talk right now, Goldie's wearing Balenciagas.
Can we not do that, please?
Money. Monikah, would you say you've benefited from pretty privilege?
Yeah,
Don't
but
try-
it's a bit sad
Yeah,
though.
okay,
No,
She said,
You said yeah.
like pretty privilege exists. So when people try and like deny that it doesn't happen, it's because of my talent. No, you have to be like presentable. Obviously, if I do my makeup and I put on a little cute top and accentuate certain parts of my body, I know certain, like I know the certain type of people I'm going to attract, and I just have to kind of play the game to my advantage, because at the end of the day, like, this game is super saturated. Even though it might be small because we're in London, there's so many people after like the same opportunities. So if you can present yourself to look different or to be able to bring something unique, and if that is a beauty and you think I'm beautiful, I'm going to play on that.
Yeah.
But beauty's the eye of the beholder, innit? Because not
True.
everybody might think I'm pretty. But yeah, it's just that kind of vibe, but it does exist. And yeah, if I stepped out the yard with my bonnet and like some holes in my leggings and turn up to a meeting, come on now.
You're gonna
Man's
look
gonna
at me like I'm a chewing gum. Like, what's going on here?
You're not serious.
Shout out to the bonnet
yeah,
crew.
it exists. So.
The helmet of, was it helmet of salvation?
Oh no, can we not?
Yo, she's a legend for that still.
Don't.
Do you know what? It's funny with pretty privilege, because I feel like as if sometimes when people mention pretty privilege, it's sometimes most of the time it downplays one's talents.
Yeah.
So someone could benefit of pretty privilege, however, they're generally talented on there. How do you separate the two? Like, how can you tell someone is just in a position because of pretty privilege and someone's there because of their hard work, if that makes sense?
I feel like you can tell. You can also tell when it's the other way around. You know what I mean? When people are, they're not very, let's say, I hate to say people are not talented, but they're not the best at what they do, but they get opportunities because of the way they look, innit? And like I said, like Monica said as well, like, big up you lot, do you know what I mean? You got to play your strengths, the cards that you're dealt, you got to play with it. But at the same time, I feel like more time if the talent is not up to scratch, and you can kind of tell, because there's always going to be people who are up to scratch. You can be like, person's pretty, but I know that this person would have been like more suitable for this role or whatever. So I think there's a big differentiation between the two.
Monica, do you think the same as well?
The only thing is, like, I can't speak on someone else's kind of privilege in the sense of prettiness. So, cool, I will see certain things and I'm like, you know what? More than looking at the prettiness, I'm like, cool, you're pretty. It might be more colorism that will be a factor that plays into this, rather than like it's what is desirable. Because what I find desirable might not be what the audience find is desirable. Do you know what I mean? But it's more like hard work sometimes beat talent. And I'll see certain people positions like, because X, Y, Z, and I can't fault that. Like, nepotism is real. I said it right? Nepotism. We got this. It's a rum.
The rum is rumming. It's
ramming. But yeah, like, it's real. It's more time. It's about who you're around, the circle, the team that you've got, the management that you've got, the strings that you can pull. So more times I'm evaluating that. And if you're pretty, more time, it's just a bonus, isn't it? But for me, it's colorism rather than prettiness is what the world see what is pretty, rather than my individual kind of expectations of what pretty is.
Facts.
Elaborate with that briefly. I mean, because there'll be some people that'll be locked in and think, okay, how does colorism affect presenters to some extent? Like, especially in this specific world that we're in as well. So, like, in what way would you like tell them that if there's issues or circumstances where you might have suffered through colorism or anything along those lines there?
The thing is, it's a worldwide thing, and it's in every single like organization or every single different branding or whatever it is. It isn't just presenting. Like, I wouldn't say, okay, she got it because she's like, it's more than that. It's above me and it's above presenting. It's just the way the world see Black women. Do you know what I mean? You know that a black woman that may be fairer skin, I can't speak as a dark skinned woman because I'm not. Do you know what I mean? So I know maybe your experience will be different of how you see the world, but I can see, like, if you're mixed race or, if you're looking ambiguous, because that is a new thing now. Everyone wants to look ambiguous, whatever that means.
What does that mean?
You're just,
you're not black. From, like, you look a bit interesting. Right?
Yeah. Like blackfishing.
No, it's not blackfishing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they're smart now, so they're not going straight to the blackness.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, people would be like, what are you mixed with, or like, where'd you come from, or like, where did your parents come from? Yeah. It's that
I feel like some people have been lying about it still.
Oh, 100%.
100, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think
I was about to draw someone out, but I'm not doing it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. But I think as a black woman, I think it's really important when we're in these space and industries that we give the right talent, the right opportunities. So someone might come to me and be like, okay, talk about, like, come on a show and it's predominantly about African music. And I'm like, like, obviously I'm Jamaican. Like, I can maybe speak for Jamaican dancehall. I'm not soca head. I'm not
yeah.
Caribbean. So it's one of those ones where it's like you have to take that responsibility and be like, all right, cool. I might not be fit for the job, but it's spreading that to other people. But some people kind of like know that they're pretty, know that they can do it, and know it's going to be a great opportunity for them, but know it doesn't align with their branding or align with their roles. So it's things like that that kind of pisses me off. Like, you're pretty cool, rate that, you're pretty, we love to see it, but it just doesn't align with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like, XYZ would be better. Like, Ramel London would be better at that. I mean, Goldie would be better. Like, why didn't you think to kind of outsource certain things?
100%. Do you think there's such thing as pretty privilege amongst man them? Or is it just popularity privilege? I'm just asking.
You're dark skinned black, you're desirable.
True. Yeah, I feel like with men the playing field is a bit different.
No, elaborate on that still.
I feel like with men the playing field is completely different. Like,
What do you think it is based on popularity?
I feel like popularity is a factor in all round. I think.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
If you have having a following, having people who notice you when you're out and about, because your audience will be drawn to the content that you're going to be creating with a brand or by yourself. But I feel like with men, the playing field is different in the sense where, like, you can get a job because you're good at it, for example, or Kahal can get a job because he's good at it. Do you know what I mean?
I'll see money, man. That's my guy, bro.
It's not about like how you look per se.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you're good, you can get it. But with women, it's like they take everything into consideration. How you look, are you good at what you're doing and stuff like that?
I think so.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting you say that, because I feel like as if to some extent there is a shortage of black male presenters to some extent. I don't feel like there's many. I feel like if anyone that is in there is either they're a DJ, or if they're not a DJ, then it's either they were an artist, like they were a musician that's now gone into that world. Along with that as well, I feel like it is based on clout coins. Definitely. I think that's how it's measured. Another thing as well is just like what you're willing to do. Like, for example, the other day I was cussing people who dance on TikTok that are over the age of 28.
That's okay. I'm not over the age of 28. I was gonna say, woo, that's a bit rude.
I was saying
I'm gonna dance till I'm 35
because I was about to learn the dance routine today. Okay.
No, it was mainly the mandem. I was like, the mandem are like dancing on TikTok after the age of like 28 plus, like doing that. I personally think that's crazy.
Like, why can we put age limit on having fun? Like, on having fun, if that's what you're doing to have fun.
Have fun by
it doesn't.
paying
Do you know
bills.
what I mean? It doesn't matter. But he probably is paying his bills, but he just likes to dance in his free time.
But it's no way.
TikTok.
It's when man is doing it like all day, every day. Man.
Okay, yeah, fairs.
Big man in the train station. You're 28.
Okay, personally, that's not a bit of me in it. But
if it's a young
that's a bit
G,
of someone
I hear
else.
it.
You never know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what? I'd rather see the man them doing TikTok or on ends, just like chilling on the block and just not really being productive. I'd rather see the man them doing that. Like, I'd rather see my black men,
because you can make money from TikTok.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, you know what I
2021.
mean. You know what I mean. Okay,
You can make money
like
from
being
TikTok,
idle.
Don't know what you mean.
Yeah, there's a
You wanna elaborate?
He's trying to. No, obviously, I have nothing to say.
You wanna
But
elaborate?
still, money is
I
money.
have nothing
do you know
to
what
say.
I mean?
Money, yeah, money have him make.
Okay, if they're offering me the bag to do the dance, I may do the dance.
We'll do it together.
She said, hand in hand, we'll do it together.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I will need someone to do it with. I
Yeah,
can't
I hear
just be
that.
there. What? Me outside Forest Hill train station doing. That's
Do you know what's crazy? Can I just point something out? Chris actually knows the dance, so
It's because obviously I see.
no, but you know the dance.
Shout out my uncles. That's the only reason why I
Get
know
out.
about it. The uncle with the transitions and these things. See him? That's fine. But
Why is it fine for him?
swiftly moving on to the next topic.
Okay, all right.
No, I'll find him. Okay, that one's cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just the ends in me. I don't know. Maybe it's the Lewisham.
I hear it.
Where I just can't do these things, and maybe that's the reason why it may be limited to some extent. The things that I wouldn't want to do per se. Like, another thing as well is like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt this way as presenters, is that you never want to cover trending topics or something that maybe like is a Twitter conversation and it may be controversial. That you want your thing to be of substance, if that makes sense, that you don't want to cover it. I mean, have you guys ever felt like that before?
So yeah, when it comes to like presenting and getting involved into debates, I think things on Twitter, I try not to, because like where I want to be and where I see my journey, it's like a presenter should be neutral. You are like presenting facts, obviously, but you're also hearing two sides of a story. So for me, getting involved in certain things, we know more times it end up in like mix up. It's not going to be a very positive outcome. And I know Twitter isn't the best vibes, and it's okay. It's just knowing what is your market, what is for personal time, and what is for something that just doesn't add value. and I'm not trying to devalue myself. So with getting into controversial debates, I will have my opinion, but I'd rather create a show about it and have a diverse panel and speak about it and have a conversation, create content in that way, instead of kind of trying to rile it all up and be like, even if I don't agree, because there's people I respect and certain things should be done. I personally believe, I'm old school in it, so it should be done face to face. Like, bro, what you said was a bit mad, but I'm not going to come and try to check you online, because
vibe,
I think everyone's just trying to do the most to be seen, and being hyper visible to me isn't my end goal. It's just to kind of make an impact and just do what I think makes sense for me. So it depends what your goals are, because it works for certain people. Like, big up my babes, like Zizi Mills, my girl, it works. Do you know what I mean? So if that's your lane, then you channel into that lane.
100%. It's so funny when you mention about the social media and like limiting yourself towards certain things. I think I avoid trending topics and conversations because the biggest fear I have is waking up one morning to find out I'm on shade, borough.
You've been cancelled.
I'm on shade. Listen, if they were to ever cancel me, I think I'd say, yeah, sorry, it is what it is. I said that shit. I said that shit because I meant that shit. Because I've never said anything too wild.
I don't think you can ever be cancelled unless you cancel yourself. Like, let's be honest.
No, there's some people that are finished.
No, because I feel like there's people who've been cancelled, but they haven't accepted the cancellation and they're still relevant. Do you know what I mean? And there's people who have been cancelled and they were rolling with the cancellation as well, so they've been cancelled for real.
This rum is very ramming right now.
So that's what I think in it. So
we're really not capping today's stuff.
Well, there's two different worlds, don't you think? Because people that I see being cancelled on Twitter, on Instagram, they're thriving. Like, they're living their best lives. Like, everyone is like in support or whatever it is. Like, it all depends what it is. There's certain things that I know you need to be cancelled for in it, and that's me having my personal preference. This is just out of boundaries. This I don't fuck with, and it doesn't align with my morals and so forth. So I'm not cancelling you, but I'm just not fucking with you. Like, I don't have that power. Who am I to cancel someone? Like, it is what it is.
I think the whole cancellation thing is, I don't know, it's a funny thing for me, to be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like it comes from obviously things that people have done that are against the vast majority of people's morals and principles. But also I feel like sometimes it comes from a place of insecurity for some people, where they've seen someone be successful and reach to a place where unfortunately they may not be able to. So they try to find a fault or an imperfection in that person. So for you to find some of these old tweets or some of this old information, you need to go digging for it. You feel me?
At the end of the day, like, I hear what you're saying, but some of the tweets that people do dig and find out, there's just no excuse. Everyone comes with the, oh, it was just a phase. Oh, where's the phase? It didn't reach my life, boy. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, there's some things that, okay, cool, you grow, but you have to acknowledge once this is what you said. Do you know what I mean?
Did it reach your life, but you just didn't, it wasn't documented? Because did that phase reach your life, but it just wasn't documented? So for instance, I may have gone through a young boy phase and thought certain things, but because I didn't tweet it or is not on social media, I'm not held accountable for it. But I did think and say some of those things, if that makes sense.
100% people have probably experienced that, but there's like,
So I feel like everyone's got their own skeletons that
we do.
Yeah.
But when you choose to be in the public eye, you need to know that anything can be used against you and can become a weapon when you become hyper visible. So it's one of those things where it's like, you just need to take it and just be like, all right, cool, I said this. I rather respect someone that acknowledges their mistake, apologize, not try to give some like stupid excuse, but just let them know what it is. Because we are moving in a different political time. Like, certain things that was said a couple years ago was normal. And talking from my experience on Twitter, certain things were normal. Like, we were beefing my own bridges, like, bruv, you're XYZ, and then keep going. And it wasn't an insult in that sense, because that was a time. That was that mentality. And we are allowed to grow. We are allowed to change. I think there's certain things though, when it comes to like women, and it comes to like sexuality, and it comes to like, you know, anything that is going to disrespect a woman or something that's going to harm them, where I'm like, I'm sorry, like jokes that is referring to like the rape, I can't forgive you for that shit, because we all know from a very young age that has always been demonized. It's not been something that was ever acceptable. But certain terminologies and certain phrases that we use to describe each other, that was normalized because we didn't know no better, and it's cool. I'm here for when I'm presented with new information, I will change my mind. But you have to be vilified for that. I don't care. Like, you done that, you fucked up.
From
but
14 years old. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
no,
to cut you
from
off
14
as
years
well.
old, you can be reprimanded for that. Yes, it doesn't mean that your career should end, but you should be reprimanded and hold accountability to the things you've said. Just because it was right then, it doesn't mean it was right. It's right now.
But I'm not saying it in a way though, like I'm trying to justify like it was right. I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
I was an impressionable 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Who was just talking for talking sakes.
Yeah.
I've grown up in Southeast London. I've grown up in Lewisham. There's a certain way, as much as we may not agree with it, there's a cancel estate way of living. Where there's certain things you think, morals, principles, etc., etc. If I've now tweeted something, and now me speaking as a 29-year-old, I see that, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But
then
I've
say
already
that,
changed
bro,
as
that's
that person.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was mad ignorant, and then cool. Like, be honest, have a honest approach to it. Don't be like, don't be defensive. Like, I didn't even expect that. Like, I've looked through my tweets and I'm like, shit. But I know the household I was brought up in. I know the music I was listening to. I know the artists and these shit. So I'm like, oh my gosh, because now that's just not me.
No, I definitely agreed. But swiftly moving on to the next topic of what I want to speak about. The industry. Why did you both have that reaction as soon as I said that?
I smiled. What reaction? I'm intrigued.
There was a smile, there was a sigh as well. Like, do you feel like this? If first and foremost, the word industry itself has a negative connotation around it?
I mix and a blend, I think,
Okay.
of yes and no.
Okay, elaborate.
Oh, elaborate. Okay.
Yeah. There's no capping, baby.
Let me gather my thoughts, because there's a lot going on.
You're trying to be.
There's a lot going. No, this is a no Cappinese zone. I know that already.
I was waiting for you to say that. Hey, we speak no Cappinese in here. Still, you know the vibes.
But yeah, what do you think, Monikah?
The industry.
Don't be politically correct with me,
Oh
Monikah.
my gosh.
You know the vibes.
Industry.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning I was so gassed. I want to be in the industry. I want to be at every event. Obviously, you have to do your rounds when you first try to kind of break into this kind of presenting game.
Of course.
But then I just realized that it's just a click. Legit. That is what it is. It's like who you know, who can serve you purpose. Yeah. And it's just you putting on like this kind of facade or putting on this different mask to kind of show people that just to kind of rub them up the good way. And for me, that's long.
Okay.
It's long. But I didn't mind doing it in the kind of like the inception, the beginning. It made sense. I had to do what I had to do. I had to go to all the events. I had to do my rounds. I had to be visible so people know who I am and why I'm worthy of their attention and I should be seen. But the industry, no, I'm not here for that. As I've grown and matured, I'm like, bun this bread. You either fuck with me or you don't. And that is what it is. Like, I'm not trying to fall in line so that I can fit your status quota. Yeah. I'm just being me. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But at the beginning, you have to do what you have to do. You have to grind. 100%. And it's the grind. But the industry as a whole, we've seen how it's played out. We have seen how it's played out. Like, it's patriarchal. The men are making the decisions, and hence why pretty privilege comes into play, because it's majority of the time it's men that's saying, I want this clientele to be involved, or I want her to be on screen, but I want what about your hair? Is it going to be frizzy? Is it going to be straight? It's a lot. That's how it used to be. But I think we're in a time where everyone needs to embrace the individuality, so people ain't going to come with that shit no more. Black Lives Matter, all of this shit has happened. Everyone's like, you know what, I don't even want you to say BAME no more. And I'm like, I haven't been saying BAME for the last 5 years. So you don't tell me. Do you know what I mean? So it's just adapting. But the industry, it is what it is. It's always going to be like that. But you just have to make it work for you.
100%.
I agree.
Goldie Gold.
I agree what she
Talk
said.
up the things, Goldie. Because honestly, like, I came through quite in a time where like the face and being approachable, and those were the times where you had to be liked. Because if you wasn't liked, they will literally just say, not her. She's too much to work for. She's long, or she's not giving me what I need. Yeah. But I can see that maybe things have changed. Maybe couple years forward, because you man don't need to know my age because I'm a young teen.
Jeez, what you age?
I would say like since like 2000 and a 17, like I've been going industry events in it, like I've been active, and it is a bit cliquey at first. Cliquey.
No, but there's net purposes. We've got this.
We see each other. It's a bit cliquey at first. I'm not gonna lie, but then I have friends who are also like really good, like friends who are in the industry and stuff as well. So then it comes. I've also got to acknowledge that I have benefited from also having friends and connections in the industry. Do you know what I mean? And if I'm to be honest, like I haven't had any negative experiences or like anything negative to say as of now. That may change, innit? I don't know. My story might change. I might come and shake the table one day.
Yeah.
But
shake it.
yeah, like from people who are not really active or not really in industry events or in the industry, a lot of people kind of like a bit skeptical about it. Or like some of my friends who are like not in industry and they see that, oh, like you're industry now, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what are you talking about?
So
They're like, oh my god, your industry. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I stand right now. I'm just like, it is what it is, isn't it?
I mean, I could lie or tell the truth about what I think about this whole industry conversation still.
But you might see it from a different, like you obviously will see it from a different perspective. Like,
I don't like any of you guys, to be fair. If I'm not gonna lie, bro.
okay. So should we just leave now?
Should I
Don't
go?
lie.
No, I feel
I
like,
go?
I mean, like with the whole, I think there's definitely like the whole get along gang stuff side of things with it.
The rum is really rumming. Wow.
Yeah. Shout out Havana, man. You know the vibes. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely that side of things. Where is the get along gang? I don't know. The industry, I have to see it as you benefit off me, I benefit off you. That if with people that work at certain brands or platforms or whatever, we're acquaintances. You benefit off me and I'll benefit off you. Scratch my back, I scratch yours, that's it. No disrespect, I'm not going to be asking you how your Sunday evening was. I'm not going to be inviting you to, you know, anything that's intimate or personal to me per se. But that's just like with the acquaintances. Do I think you can make friends from the industry? 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's some people that you find that yourself that in the same walk of line as you, that you can relate to and that they actually think the same things you think. I definitely do think there's a get along gang that's on there. It's very subjective though, because some people may think get along gangs are this clique of people. Some people may think it's other cliques of people. But I just think that this is in every walk of industry that you're in. Whether it may be creative, I'm pretty sure there's a law firm.
Corporate.
Yeah,
corporate.
9 to 5. This is it.
I'm pretty sure that there's cliquey groups within any industry that you're in. The only thing is just trying to be aware of not being a bit of Barry. Of being that person that's like, why is this person here? It should be me. And
Yeah.
I can't lie, before I used to be a hater. I was a big hater, man. What?
Chris?
This person ain't even that good. Why are they there? And But then I realized that's my own insecurities because that person's gone to do so well that I feel like as if I'm not at that level that I should be there. So I'm ridiculing that person for what they've done. And whether it's been through hard work or through the talent, that person got there. Good luck. God bless to them. I shouldn't talk down on them based on my own insecurities. And I feel like as if with the industry, I feel like you can grow and mature from it as well. But yeah, how do you guys balance? I'll ask you this question. Like, how do you balance the industry side, the working side of yourself, professional side of yourself with the normal side of yourself?
I was going to add on to that, like, you know, when you're talking about the industry, it's so important to even just know that things have changed so much since like maybe a year ago to where we are now due to COVID. And it's true, you can't measure your success by other people and you don't know what they did to get there. And like, you know, we're all growing up together and how can I fault you because you've got a crew that supports you and wants you to grow. But it's so important to maintain relationships. Like, yeah, you don't need to do best buddy, but I think as a community sometimes, not all of us will be like, yeah, but if you're not my best friend, my bridge, I'm not going to be fake. And it's like, it's not about being fake, it's about being polite.
Yeah.
It's about finding someone that adds value to you and how you can be able to add value to them. And I think COVID has taught me that, where I've had to keep in contact with people that I met maybe 2-3 years ago, but to let them know, like, raw, like, I am human, you are human. Yes, you've got a title. However, we both can work together to make things work. But just because we're not working together at this precise moment, it doesn't mean that I'm going to leave you aside. But then when Lovebox and Wireless comes through, I'm like, hi, hon. Hey, big head.
Hey,
like,
I see you working.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that
Facts.
shit is fake. And I know the industry can be fake, but it's one of those things like, fake it till you make it, but just don't lose your authenticity. Don't lose yourself. And I lost myself many times in the industry. Like, I got gas, and you know, he's talking about like your friends sometimes will glamorize the industry, like, yo, like they see you with XYZ, and all of a sudden, like, but you was raving with Skepta, and I'm like, but who the fuck saw Skepta like that? Skepta even know who that exists. However, we're in the same space. It doesn't mean that I now think that I'm more than you. It's your insecurities now putting me in a position where I've never put my position. But then you start playing on that position, because certain people are like, well, you're up here now, so you're like, well, let me be up there now, because you seem in that kind of playground. But back to what you were saying with regards to
balancing the two of yourself as your
You're
professional
amazing.
side.
Yeah,
Yo,
you're
got you, man.
You're
The
amazing.
frequencies are frequenting.
because the alcohol kicks in.
Listen, the frequencies are frequenting, man.
Oh,
yes.
This hustling life is 24/7, and sometimes I envy my 9-to-5 friends, those that can clock in and clock out, because if you clock out, you may lose that opportunity that is going to set you for life. There's no clocking in and clocking out. It's like making everyone work around your time. So the balance is super hard, because I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a sister. Not a mother yet. Give me like 10 years, because I don't know where Pitney I got right now. And the man them and gal them ain't moving correctly, so we'll see. But with regards to that, it's one of those things where it's like, it's knowing your boundaries. I've had to put a lot of boundaries in place. Like, this is my time. You respect it. This is what I can physically do as an individual, as one person within this space, and being smart. And this is where uni kind of help, balancing out your kind of workload, making sure that the right things gets the attention where it needs to get at a certain time, but not forgetting yourself, and not forgetting that your friends need you, that your parents need you, because you can get so caught up where it's like, I need to grind. If I miss out on this opportunity, that means I'm going to fuck up. And it's like, really sit down. Does it reflect who you are as a person? Is it going to benefit you? Because more time people romanticize this shit. Like, exposure. Now it's like, if there's no money, don't fucking talk to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's not because I'm like, I'm more than, it's like, I've been grinding for so many years, and now you think I'm just going to give you this. Like, it's not the time you're paying for, it's my experience. And it's understanding your value and worth, and then knowing who deserves what. And that's where the balance comes in, when you truly understand who you are as an individual.
100%.
I would say, when it comes to balancing, you mentioned uni. Woo, uni was a balance. What was that? In uni, balance wasn't really my strong point. But even now, like, I would say that balancing, I wouldn't say it's not my strong point, but it's not something that I actively know how to do. Like, I don't know how to switch off. Like, I can, for example, I wake up in the morning, come here, do breakfast, and then I'm sending emails. Then I'm thinking, okay, cool, Goldie, let's think of a content idea that we can pitch to someone. And then I'm thinking, okay, cool, Goldie, who are we going to email? Then I message someone who can help me out, be like, hey, this is...
saying hi.
Do you know what I mean? Hi, this is what I want to do. How are we going to do this? It never really stops in it. And I think... even one thing that I've realized about myself as well is that, like, there was a point where I wanted to, like, I was gagging to be on a radio, do you know what I mean? Radio station. And then for me to get Rinse, and I've never really sat back and been like, nah, you're on Rinse, you know? Like, I have my friends who have messaged me, is like, oh, Golds, I remember when you were sitting down in the library in uni with me and telling me, oh, you wanted to go on radio, but you didn't know you were going to do it. And look at you now.
I can't lie, there's sometimes where I do move ungrateful for it.
Do you know what I mean?
Shout out
like,
Rinse, these are the trillest still.
For real.
You
And
fucking
like,
radio stations that pussy holes. You turn me down, now look at you. Sourceless. You dickheads.
But no, honestly, it's crazy, and I feel like I do have creative friends, and out of like my immediate, like I'm a bit of a social butterfly in it, so I have like I have like different group of friends, you know what I mean?
Popular.
So majority, don't do that. So like I have like my really good friends who I'm the only creative, and everybody else is like consultant, banking, economics sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And I met them through uni, but they kind of understand like what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to achieve. So if I don't message them, Richard or Leia or somebody else will message me like, oh, Goldie, you're right, like how's it going? They make an active effort to tell me that they're tuning into my show. Do you know what I mean? And I think that 100% there's things that I need to work on in terms of like learning how to cut time out for myself where I'm not thinking about work and I'm not thinking about the next step, and kind of appreciate and be present at where I'm at. But then also at the same time, I think it's important that your village, the people around you, also know what you're trying to achieve and also support you no matter, like, do you know what I mean? And they understand, okay, cool, Goldie's, you know, trying to do this, like, oh, Goldie, can you make it? I know you're going to be have to go to work tomorrow, but can you? And they understand if I'm like, oh, I can't, or they're like, or if I'm stressed about something and they're like, oh, I hear it. They may not really fully understand, but they know that what I'm trying to do you know what I mean? I think it's a mix of both.
The support system is one of the most essential things. What's dope is that, like, with me and my 5 bedrooms, like our circle, them man don't know nor care about the creative industry. They'll just see certain things and be like, oh, Chris, I heard this, but and they don't really care. But they'll still post and promote my stuff, or like even like the first episode, shameless plug. Make sure you go and, you know, stream it and these things. That they watched it and they were like, yo, like this is sick. You feel me? But then anything else that I will do, they'll promote it and push it. They'll be like, blood, I don't know what you're talking about, but this is sick. You feel me? So having that support system is great. But with them lot, what I appreciate is because they're in the 9-to-5 world where my friends consist of like people that work in finance, from teachers as well. And it's like, I'm the only creative out of all of them. But with them lot, it's like, okay, I'm out of work world. I'm in normal world. Like, let's have a normal conversation, and I appreciate it more. On top of that, you lot can humble me. Because anytime I may be gassed or something, they'll be like, hey, big man, chill in it, relax. Remember who you are and what you represent. So I think that's important as well. But let's talk about like the presenting side of things. Like, what made you guys want to get into the actual presenting world? What made you actually say, I want to make this decision to be a presenter?
So, if you guys do not know, I know Cahal's heard this story 1,000 times.
Jeez,
I used to want to be a singer, okay? I went on Britain's Got Talent. Yeah, I studied music GCSE, music A-level. Like, I can, a babe can sing. If I really wanted to sing, I can sing for you.
Slow down.
I love that.
Can you sing
So,
with auto-tune or normally?
No, normally. Like, I'm a grade 8 singer. I can teach
Swear.
how to sing. I can sing in Italian. But anyway, enough about tooting my horn.
I love that.
Thank you, sis. Still do it.
So wait.
I might ask you to do it's the pro for me.
Yeah.
It's the pro for me. I might come to
For
you,
young
honey.
TikTok, yeah?
Yeah.
So all this time that I've what?
So yeah, but like anyway, moving on. So like I used to go to auditions and stuff, and I've always, since I was younger, I've always been like a performer. I would perform in front of my family, if it's singing, if it's acting. I used to write songs. Like I always, because when you're young, right, like I feel like you feel really silly when you tell your friends, I'm going to be on TV, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be this, and like your friends are like, okay, whatever. But naturally, like that is what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be in front of a camera. And then when I went to primary school, like my teachers would tell my mum, yeah, she's gonna be famous, you know. Like I have this feeling, oh, honey, Miss Arnold, I'm coming for you, darling. And then I went
Miss Arnold.
Yeah, that's my teacher, my primary school teacher. She's my favorite teacher ever. And then in secondary school, I didn't really have a lot of friends in secondary school my first year, in year 7. I used to go knitting club at lunchtime because I had no
big
friends.
up knitting club. What?
Yeah.
Yo.
I was a bit of a neek, I'm not going to lie.
I used to play chess.
I didn't have... So, but I'm G'd up now.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
but when I was at knitting club, I had a teacher and she was like, you have a really great radio voice, right? At this point, I've never thought of radio. Never, ever. I was thinking, you know, it's one of those thoughts that just sit in the back of your head. Yeah. Went to uni. I thought I was going to work for the UN, be a politician. I was thinking, do you know what, Goldie, you're getting old, can't be a singer anymore. Let's do this politics stuff, whatever. And then the maths wasn't mathing. Like something wasn't just sitting right. Like all of my friends in uni, as I was like, you want to do corporate? Like, are you sure? Even like some of my lecturers was like, I can't see you in a 9 to 5. And like, what do you want to do? Started a YouTube channel. Don't go look at my YouTube
Shameless
videos.
plug.
I'm going to I've privated all of them anyway, Ree. So nice try.
Go on there now.
So, and then I started a YouTube channel, and then I'd done a few presenting like opportunities in like college and stuff, you know, when they did take me out for Valentine's Day and all of that stuff.
Was it ACS stuff?
Yeah, so it was cute. So like I'd done all of that stuff in it. And then when I graduated from uni, I was like, honey, Goldie, I think this is for you. This is, because I do get shy, but like I feel like I know, you know, when you just know something's for you. Like I knew this was for me. And when I tell people, they're like, this makes so much sense. Like this makes sense. And then I kind of just like went head first, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna risk it all for a chalky biscuit, and here I am.
Oh, we love it. I love that.
Risk it for a chalky biscuit.
And here I am. Shout out my Rinse family.
Hey, shout out to Rinse every single time. Monikah, yourself.
No, I proper love that, because I definitely resonated to a few things that you said, especially like in the early set. Me presenting, I wanted to be an actress. That was it at the beginning. I wanted to be an actress, and I am in a few adverts, guys.
Oh, shameless plug. What adverts are you in?
All right, so I attended Sylvia Young, but at that moment, but I did part-time because I
really
couldn't.
wanted to go there.
Oh no, I did part-time. I did
that
like 1 day a week, because big up to my godfather, rest in peace. Like he literally funded that, because my mum, we was not in no financial position to deal with that, and he funded that because he realized that was something I wanted to do, but I couldn't do the full time, so I did like just once a week every Thursday. And then that's where like the first time I really understood what it is to be a black young woman. Like I just wasn't getting the opportunities I deserve. It would be like, yeah, you're great, but we've already got a black person, so we can't have 2 black people. Yeah, it was just like, and those were the conversations that we had. And me being at the age of like 8, 9, 10, it was like, yeah, we've got a mixed race person, so you being black is just going, so we need a white person to be able to make it work. And it just kind of like disheartened me. I'm like, acting is not going to go the way I want it to go, because obviously I am not what I am not what I thought I was, and they're not seeing me how I think I should be seen. So I just thought, like, bun that, fuck that, I'm not doing that. I was doing break dancing. I was like, I was like,
moving like uncle on TikTok.
Legit. I wanted to be on stage, but I just knew that wasn't going to work. But Cheesy Dippers, I did the Brats and Cheesy Dippers. I did like when I was like 11, and I was like famous in school. Like, oh my gosh, I swear I know you. I'm like, yes, you know me. But that's when I fresh came from Jamaica, because I went to Jamaica for a bit, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. But so that happened, and then I thought, okay, cool, like things were kind of getting deep with me and my family, and I'm like, I need to be able to provide. I see my mum working hard. She can't be the only one like working every day 52 weeks of the year and only getting one payment a month. Like, I'm like, all right, cool, let me go uni and do criminology, and let me try and be something. And then I went to like a couple volunteering experience, and I'm like, I'm not sitting to an office trying to prove to my man and the woman them that you don't need to go back to jail. It's just, it wasn't me. So I'm like, okay, cool, left uni, got my degree. I did what I had to do, because that's what life is. And that's what your parents say, that's the path of life. And then I was just like looking at life, and I'm like, I want to be happy. Like, I want genuine happiness. I want to be able to say, I tried this. It didn't work, but at least I tried it, because regret is going to be like the worst thing ever. Saying, I wish when I was younger, I always hear my parents and cry, if I was younger with no kids, me would have done this, and me would have done that. I'm like, all right, let me be that younger person and do that. But I can't lie, it was so hard. Like, all my friends were getting like full-time jobs. They're going to like on holidays, doing the Miami, and I'm like still working part-time, and I'm like, I can't afford this. And it's like, but you're like 23, 24, like, are you serious? Like, you should have your life together. Like, I can't pay rent, I can't help my mum. Do you know what I mean? Like, things just wasn't working, but I knew where I had to be, and I know that it might take me time, but once I get there, everyone will understand. My friends didn't understand my journey. I'll let them down all the time. Like, I can't come, I can't do this isn't me. And then like, I went to Jamaica, I go to Jamaica all the time, blah, blah, blah. Let me fast forward. And I saw them doing events out there. So now everything's about branding. You need to be branded. You need to have someone that works for you. And I was like in a position where I'm like, your shit ain't branded. Like, who works for you? All these amazing people are taking your shit like a Sky News. Like in Jamaica, you will have like the Sky News of it, or like the BET of it if you're in America, and be like, okay, let me produce for. They take all your shit, but you don't have anyone actually giving you content to put on your IG. So I'm like, let me present for you. And they're like, yeah, but you need to buy your ticket. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to buy my ticket. I'm going to do the most. I went out then. I'm like, Beanie Man, pushed up. I had to do what I had to do, ladies and gents, okay? Like my bikini.
Pretty privilege in the
all right, like you're right. I had to act like I could present. I didn't know shit about presenting. I'm like, how are you? Who you are? Bounty killer. I just went to every single person and said that I need to show the world that I've got this. But the only way I'm going to show them is if I'm affiliated with certain people, because it's all about who you know. And that's how it started. And then I like interviewed for Link Up TV. I still can't believe I did a whole interview.
That was sick though. I can't lie.
Did, thanks. And I did like
cool.
the Link Up TV stint, and then after that, I'm like, I love Link Up. Big up to my peeps, you know, a little, but it's one of them things. It's like, I see where I need to be. Let me try and find myself. And I've just been on a journey ever since. Did like the Back Chat first reunion, and I'm like,
oh yeah, girl,
that was like,
I forgot.
That was like the first time,
Yes.
and that's when I realized that presenting online and presenting on a stage is totally different. Like. In real life, you've got your cue, you got everything, but I literally had to memorize everything, and I got literally stick for it. But I'm like, you know what? I've never done this before, and I thought, bun you lot, I'm gonna try a thing. And it's about believing in people and wanting to learn to grow and be a part of a community, even if it doesn't serve you. Like in the future, it might serve you then. And then since then, like I believe in like the world just kind of giving you what you ask for. Like if you work hard for it, God will reward you, but you can't sit on your ass and expect everyone to give it. And I've just been on a way like I'm like, okay, content creating now, let's do this, let's have fun. And here I am. I still don't see where I've got so much shit to do. Like I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but you know, we're doing what we need to do.
Big up the humble beginnings.
Just legit invest in yourself. Big man ting, invest.
100%. One conversation I wanted to speak to you guys on is like, through your journey, have you seen that the radio or presenting world has got better or worse?
I would say it's gotten better. Then it depends in terms of like I feel like in representation they're getting there. Like when I started, it was like there wasn't any black women, there wasn't any women who looked like me doing what I want to do, where I see myself. We had Trisha for a second. Big up Trisha Goddard. I don't know where you asked this, but big up your thing. You know?
June support.
Do you know what I mean? So I was like,
Angelica and them man there.
True. Wow. Do you know? But like when I'm in uni, these people are no longer on TV. I'm no longer seeing them about. So you have like the people who were trending, Ellen DeGeneres. You have a few other like presenters, but no one that really looks like me. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, okay, cool. What am I gonna do? But I feel like now, there's a lot of companies and brands who are kind of purposely wanting to work with people, with black people, Asian people, you know, different minorities, to kind of show like, listen, there are also talent in these, you know, in these pools as well. So I think it's changed in that aspect as well, because I feel at first I was a bit scared, because I was like, where I see myself going, how am I going to get there looking the way I look, in a sense where it's like, not saying that I was doubting my ability, I was doubting the industry, the support that I was going to get from the companies that I wanted to work with. But now I'm a bit more comfortable with knowing that there's actually a possibility of it happening, just because of what I've been seeing and what's been changing. So yeah.
Monikah, same thing? Do you feel like it's getting better or worse in your opinion?
I feel like it's getting better. However, I feel like black women should be able to take up many spaces, not just the urban or the rap show or the... Do you know what I mean? We can go on the Heart FM. We can go on the Radio 1 or BBC Radio 4.
Radio 1 breakfast.
Do you know what I mean? Like... and that is true
She's got mobility towards our station, bro.
I was just going...
Banter.
And I feel like...
I'll edit that out.
Keep shit in.
I am so done. So that is where I want to see and stop seeing like one black woman representing us all.
Facts.
So for me, I didn't see any Jamaican, because I'm Jamaican. I didn't see any Jamaican women doing their thing. And when I did see, it will either be they're a singer or they're an artist or they're in sports. And it's like, as a Jamaican woman, I can occupy any space I put myself into. However, I understand through, you know, coming here from like the 1960s and the migration, we are not a lot of us are first generations in comparison to like my African peers where they're first generation. So they see Wagwan and can take it in. But for a lot of us, it's like we need to be able to fit in. We need to talk the same, look the same, so they don't act like we are an outsider because we deserve the same opportunities. So it was just one of them things where it's like, we need to do better. Like, yes, putting our faces there, not because it's Black Lives Matter and all of this happened, but I want to see things done, not just for the moment, but it has to become a momentum and it has to become something that's long lasting, and that Black, we are alternative. We're not monotonous. Do you know what I mean? We're not heterogeneous. Homogenous, that is the word, sorry.
Girl,
we are not
take me back
homogenous.
to university.
I know, right?
The English is Englishing.
Like, we need to be able to occupy any spaces we put ourselves into, but we need to see more. I'm sorry, 3, 4, 5 isn't enough for me.
No, it's nowhere near enough.
I feel like as if to some extent, specifically with the Black women, I feel like it's the same.
It's the same.
Big up. This is no shade to anybody. Big up to you every single time. But I feel like it's the same names.
All the fucking time. I'm tired.
I feel like as if there's so many more talented Black women that could be out there that are doing bits. You feel me? Then again, maybe it's just like lazy on the corporation side of things, of where they've just seen these 3 or 4 names, so they just think, okay, these are the people to go to. In your opinion, I want to ask this: niche content or trending topics, or things or things of popular content of popular what's the word I'm looking for, that are of popularity in any sense. What do you feel like, is it, in your opinion, is the best thing? Do you prefer giving niche content or something that's of popular demand?
I can't speak on that. It depends on what type of presenter you are and who, like, where your vision is and where you see yourself in the next couple of years.
Oh, this is for you lot personally.
Oh, so for me personally, as a presenter, for me, maybe niche, but I know it's going to take me longer.
You've gone off into like the health, the beauty side of things as
so
well.
I've gone into, like, you know, creating content, and that was very hard for me to adjust. Like, for me, it's a thing, like, I'm working and I'm showing you lot that I'm working. It wasn't a fact that I had to dress up and make an effort to show you guys that, okay, I need to be visible and be seen at all times. So it was hard for me to adjust, because as a presenter, you just want to do your work and be like, hey guys, I'm working. That's it. I see my social media as a CV. It's a reel. It's a highlight. But now being forced into lockdown and what's going on, I'm like, okay, I need to adapt. If I don't adapt, I'm going to be left behind. And I'm seeing my peers soaring. I can't sit here with like a little red eye and be like, I need to be able to show the world that I am just as talented. But if I'm not talking, if I'm not using IGTV, if I'm not using the reels, if I'm not showing my face, how dare I sit down and kind of criticize another person for getting amazing opportunities when they put themselves out there? So it's not about niche, it's just staying true to yourself, making sure that your audience is growing with you. So for me, it's always been a hair. I do yellow hair. People's cuss me that I look like a yellow bird. I've got all the cussings.
The purple hair thing.
I've done the purple. I've done it all. So why not hone into something that I've always enjoyed and create a new journey? And then people see from different walks of life. I've gotten so many amazing opportunities because they're like, oh, I like you.
Facts.
Like, I feel your vibes. But how can people see your personality when everything you show them is perfection? You're not perfect.
That's very true.
I've had to really take a couple steps back and be like, just be you, be an individual, and be a young Black woman that is living this life. You're not perfect. You're not, like, I'm not luxury. I'm not all of that. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. It's just, I'm on a grind, and let's grind together. And hopefully I will inspire you to follow through with whatever you want to do, because I done it.
Facts. Goldie, say
kind of going off from what Monika said in terms of her being like niche. As a presenter, I just think, like, when I was talking to Julie Adenuga, big her up.
Julie, man.
I'm doing ting every day, catfish. Ooh. Listen, she told me, I had a conversation with her, and she kind of told me that she had to make a decision if she wanted to do niche or commercial, and she kind of fell into the niche because she was into grime and all of that kind of scene. And now she's kind of developed herself, and she was like, she knew that it was going to take her longer to get to where she wanted to get, but she stayed true to herself, and look at where she is now. Thanks. But me personally, I do think I'm a bit of a mix and a blend, because you can give me, I can talk about Kylie Jenner the Kardashians. You can throw me an interview and I will do it. But then you can also throw me a documentary about mermaids and I'll do that as well. Do you know what I mean? I feel like...
What?
Yeah. Do you see what I mean? I'm a bit of a mix and a blend, and I feel like there's things that I'm into that is niche, and I'm into commercial stuff as well. So it's like... I hear finding your balance, but if you know yourself, then you kind of know, like, if somebody brings me a topic about basketball, I can do that. Do you know what I mean? But if they bring me a topic about rugby, nah, not a bit of me.
But if they give you the bag, though.
See, now that's when integrity comes into it. Do you know what I mean?
Shout out the bag.
I'm not going to lie. They told me they'll give me the bag and they wanted me to talk about rugby. That night, I will be up studying rugby.
Shout out Johnny Wilkinson.
So, shout out Maro Itoje as well, my guy. But yeah.
Wait, who's that?
He's plays for the first team. UK.
I wouldn't know, to be fair with you.
See, that's why I said you lot rugby. Shout me.
I don't even know the name of the league, but yeah, obviously give Goldie the bag in these things.
But yeah, no, so that's what I'm on.
Monikah, before we do sign out, you've got to do the honours of picking a random conversation from the cup, please.
All right, cool. Let's do this. So, is it hard trying to maintain relationships whilst being in the public eye? Talk to me, babes. Talk to me, darling. Yep. Let me just
do we have to drink the whole? I'll drink the whole.
See what happened was.
Drink the whole bottle right now.
Do you know what's even crazier, honey? I'm up and coming. I'm not even in the public eye yet. Do you know what I mean? I'm a civilian. So, and even as a civilian, it's hard. It's hard. This is the ghetto. I would say, it's like, for me, I'm at the stage where, like, where do I even start? It's just, there's so much to say. I think it's hard to maintain because it's like people, like, I've dated guys and I'll be around like rappers or something. I'll be in the studio. It's a problem. You know, honey, it's not like that, but it's a problem. Or, for example, shout out my best friend Tiffany. I went on tour with Tiffany. And
shout out Tiffany.
We were blessed enough and I went on tour with Drake. And
Drake,
honey.
And I was talking to someone at the time and the person made a comment and it was just like, but aren't you on tour with Drake? Honey, am I gonna, what do you think is going on here? Or like, even now, when
you think you're gonna make a voice note for him
when men DM me, it's like, a pen guy, Monikah, this is it, a pen guy, could DM me. And I'm getting gas. I'm like, ooh. He's like, oh, my boy's a rapper still. Like, can you?
Oh, don't do that. Block.
Sorry.
Secure that Rinse playlist
all the time.
Through
my
Goldie.
boy's a rapper. Where can I send music? So I'm just, do you want me for what I have or do you want me for me? You know?
It's a hard one.
Hey, shout out my
no,
guys,
that is so
man.
true.
Shameless.
But I know your email's in your bio, so they're just doing the. So
my email's in my bio.
So maybe they might. Yeah.
They're trying to initiate conversation.
What about you, Monikah? How's it? Because you're celebs that shit.
Look, me never
so you can swipe up on Instagram.
You can swipe up.
You can swipe up. Yeah.
You guys are annoying. Yeah, 1, 2, annoying.
I don't have that facility yet.
Dating these little blood clots. That's all I can say.
Elaborate on the blood clots. Yeah, elaborate on that.
You know what it is? I'm literally just going to Goldie.
Don't look at Goldie. No,
look at me.
It's like they put you on a pedestal and it's like, who asked you to put me there? Like, I'm a normal woman that requires certain necessities to be happy. Like, you don't need to do the most. And some of these people, the people pick me, like to, like, I think I've been in positions where it's like they'll downplay my achievements or downplay me. So it's been on the reverse where it's like, right, you think you're nice yet? No, I know what you're doing. I don't think I'm nice. I know I'm nice. But don't try and be like, you think you're nice because you're in a studio. So you think you got this. And it's just like, that's not a compliment. Yeah. Or like, it's been more on the heavy side where it's like, okay, cool, I'm working. It's like, yes, there's no encouragement. It's like you now become their threat. And it's like, but you're the woman. So why are you doing so much? And it's like, but I've always done this. It's not me doing too much. How dare you now put kind of like a what is it? You're kind of holding me hostage, like telling me what I can and cannot do. These times you met me in a rave, you met me in a dance, you met me in an event, you met me being very open and very vocal. So it's always been like on the downside where it's just like I felt like they always kept on putting me down in a sense. However, they've been amazing people, but some people just don't want someone that's hyper visible in the light. And I get that.
That's understandable.
And that's fine, but just don't move to me
just
in the
know
first
I'm not for
place.
you.
Do you know what I mean? Or want to do this trophy wife, like you need to look good and just stay there. You shouldn't really talk too much. And it's like
With your helmet of salvation.
and that's what really pissed me off. It's like, yeah, you do all of this, that's sick, but when you're with me, don't do too much. Just, you know, like the man them and people are hollering at me saying, and it's just like, I'm going to tweet a madness just because I could be right next to you, but I will say certain things are mad and I will get involved in certain things and I'll just chat shit. Like I chat shit and have fun. It's not serious, but you have to be with someone that isn't like on this power trip, someone that is very progressive, someone that is understanding. Like I have friends from different walks of life, so I can't be with someone that for me is homophobic or transphobic. I'm not here for that. So it's like now me having that conversation, trying to find out who you are as a person, because as a presenter you represent me. I represent you. This is a partnership.
It's got to be on brand.
So everything has to be on fucking brand.
On period.
And you need to know that you're not going to be in the limelight. No one's going to know who you are. We're not doing this. Like, we're not doing this Bonnie and Clyde or Clyde and Clyde and Bonnie and Bonnie. We're not doing this, babes. Like, that isn't the aim. Like, you know I fucks with you, but I might have to flirt and say a little, oh, thanks, babes. Don't be like, you're flirting. No, I have to do what I got to do because money have to make with or without you.
Yeah.
Do you want that Rolex? you need to be able to be a part of this shit. Like, it's fine. You want a woman that flirts and has fun and, you know, but you know there's a limit to this shit. Pretty privilege at its finest. You asked that question.
What about you, Chris?
Innit, Chris?
What do you want to know about me?
Why are you smiling?
I know he's got woman or womans, women.
I heard that Chris is a serial dater.
Oh, wow.
Elaborate. When did you hear about this stuff?
The streets be talking.
Relationship wise, for me personally, I am a private soul. I'm a very private
I really
soul.
thought I was going to get something there.
I mean, I thought it was going to be juicy.
Oh, what? To turn around and say that, oh, yeah,
Are you
this is this
single or
person.
taken?
No, I'm single still.
Oh.
Yeah,
Are you, no, we need to clarify. When you say you're single, do the girls, that you're talking to also know that you're single?
I'm done.
That is the question.
Why do you say girls for?
Or the guys or the girls, I don't know.
No, but why do you say girl, but plural? It could be
Multiple.
one.
Oh.
Why is it multiple?
Okay.
It could just be one.
Anybody
still.
that you're talking to, do they also know that you're single?
Yeah,
That doesn't sound solid to me.
they know.
I know, right?
If you're watching this, now you know.
They know still. Shout out to them still.
This is funny.
Listen, you know.
This is no cap, because it sounds like a capping
You're
right now.
Mr.
Capo's
What are you
capping.
trying to hear?
Capping.
What do you want to hear?
He's capping.
Crazy.
He's capping, babes.
Listen, I don't speak Japanese. Listen, I'll get straight to the point. Yeah, for me personally, the relationship, I'm open to it and I'm willing to do it as well. Get me? I'm approaching, the new decade of life very, very soon.
30.
I'm approaching 30 very soon. You figure, feel me? I know I look young in these things. Shout out to CMOS, you know the vibes. So I'm approaching that side of things. So yeah, for me, I've seen what the industry can bring you. A few dibby ahs.
I don't know what DBDB
I know, right?
means.
He's moving like
I'm being
he's
bare
not saying
ambiguous
too much,
with it.
but he's saying a lot.
I feel like as if with both male and female, it's like as if you've got your, I don't want to use the term groupies, but you've got people who, they gravitate to you. Because you're in a position, you're the limelight that are there. They don't love you for you. They love you for the lifestyle that they think that you can bring them. But, like that's there. I understand that. Personally, would I date within the industry? I think I could, because I think that there's some genuine people that you can meet from there. Will I date a singer or an artist? No. I am not trying to be a voice note on a tune.
I hear that.
I've been.
What?
What child, girl? You wanna?
I was about to wrap up, but we've got time. What?
No, there's nothing to say.
You sure?
Yeah.
No, don't try to bring the phone out and all sorts, yeah. No, don't studio nothing. Yeah. What?
No, but I get that about the obviously voice note and that. You know what I mean? I get that.
You been on a tune before?
No,
You sure?
No, yeah. But you see, it's time. It's wrapping up. Produce. What do you say? Check in 1, 2, 3.
No, we got tired today.
I just got the. Oh yeah, they're speaking to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see, that's why I
crazy!
like it.
Wrap up. Come on.
Do you know what? To be fair, I've had someone make a tune about me still.
Oh, what did you do? Was your
You say the word.
no?
Go
I'm
on.
trying to be positive about my black men. Was you
You know
just?
the vibes. Black men don't cheat.
Was you just? Let me not start with the armor and the vest, and let's not go there. The one that actually coined the words.
It wasn't the most positive song, to be fair.
Was it a pain tune?
It wasn't a pain tune. It wasn't You Broke My Heart.
Is it your dickhead tune?
It was...
It was one of those ones where like I'm better now.
I'm better now, yeah. It was one of them type of ones.
Big
still.
up to you, babes.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
up to
yeah,
you. Tell
yeah.
them. Let them know.
Shout out to her still. I'm glad that it went well still. Swiftly moving on. Thank you guys so much for coming down.
Thank you for having us,
Thank you
Chris.
for having
to know
us.
Cappinese, as some people call it.
That's on period.
How can everyone stay in contact with you, Start?
Find me on Instagram is Goldie Quaker, GoldieQuaker, Goldilocks like Goldilocks and Quaker Oats like Quaker Oats. Instagram, TikTok as well, Goldie Quaker. Twitter, Goldie Quaker. Say little, say less, honeys.
I love that.
Goldie dances in the
I'm
train
gonna follow
station.
you now as well. Let me just make sure.
Oh my God, I got a celebrity follow.
Oh my gosh, I'm not. Please stop it.
Do the dance, do the dance, do the dance.
So I'm Monikah Lee with a KAHLEE. I'm on the Instagram, on the Twitter. I'm on the LinkedIn because man's trying to be professional now.
Hey, have you had someone move to you on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn.
Have you had someone move to you on LinkedIn before?
Yeah, but that's a joke, team, brethren. Like, don't.
Shout-
I just ignore it. I shut it
shout
all
my
the way
professionals.
fucking down. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Shout out my
See,
professionals.
men can be opportunists every day. Just suck it on yourself. Until I don't message you so you know I like you. Them kind of things. But what was I gonna say? So yeah, just follow me on there, and yeah, I'm about like I'm local, I'm active, innit?
Thank you both. No capping. Another episode. You're done now.